What a massive drop we had here for Bitcoin in the last 2 hours. It has been absolutely insane. What a major drop here of over $4,000, guys. Absolutely crazy. We're going to analyze the situation here all together. How is everybody doing? Make sure to destroy that like button on your way in, guys. Smash up that like button. We're going to analyze very carefully, why did this drop happen? Are we looking here for continuation to the downside in the next coming days because of this huge, massive crash? I can give you 2 reasons why we got this big, major drop for Bitcoin, guys, in the next coming minutes, okay? Obviously, some altcoins getting the bash as well. We had to be very defensive. I'm going to talk about the scenario here that happened during the last 24 hours, possibly looking for another leg up here. But overall, as we were losing these highs, was staying very, very cautious for the situation to actually find a bottom formation, reclaiming here to get into a long position, because if not, we are possibly going to get a massive drop. We are not longing any type of falling knives till we actually find a bottom or start reclaiming here the highs again here once we lost that level today. I'm going to explain the scenario right away in the coming minutes. But first of all, do you want to know, okay, one of the reasons why that we had a massive crash today, okay? Because, based on a couple of factors, I'm going to say one of them, and you might think it's a funny one, but I'm guess some people are actually, yes, I can see already some people actually talking about one factor here, that why did the Bitcoin had a massive crash today? And it's a proven signal that actually does work, and you might actually laugh about it. We got someone here in the comment section actually talking about it. So yeah, how is everybody doing? What's happening? Well, we had basically a crashing signal, minus 2K. Yeah, stay cautious. These are, these for me are non-events, guys. These are non-events. I didn't short. There was actually a pretty nice shorting scenario here at 45,500. But, for me, these are non-events. I stay away from the market when we do get these massive crashes, okay? Big, massive pump. I wasn't trading during the holidays. I was looking to get into a long position here at this range as soon as we were reclaiming some levels. I will explain that, something that I explained with the Legends community. But overall, these are the ranges that I like trading, right? Where we do have some, the value area levels when you're in a nice range and you're testing the highs and the lows. These are the beauty levels where you can get into long shorts right there. Did a bit of trading here the last couple of weeks. Missed out on this pump, missed out on the drop. So no long, no short. I'm more of a day trade range trader and very patient. And this was a bit of a non-event here for me. But I'll go through why did we get this major drop. And we can see here some people in the comment section actually realizing why we got this drop. Okay, no ETF this month. Okay, yeah, there is a lot of speculation that, the ETFs are not going to get approved this month. Now, we're already seeing a little bit of, they're not going to get approved. It probably is going to be approved in Q2, right? Which would be in March, right? Just at the end of Q1, actually. There's another deadline in between March and April that potentially they could get approved. That is very close to the halving. So, things might look good once we arrive to those, to the halving, to the next approval. This is just speculation, okay? There is still that deadline on the 10th to see the actual approval date. If it is going to be denied or approved, it's on the 10th of January. Now, one main reason why we got this massive drop, guys, I can see some people in the comment section actually realizing why we got this drop. And that was Cramer signal, Jim Cramer, right? Who, he is actually really good in getting extremely bearish at the bottom and extremely, well, not extremely, but it was bullish at the top. We can see here back in December of 2022 when we were basically bottoming out, saying Jim Cramer, he was saying that to exit all crypto market. This is when Bitcoin was trading around about $18,000 to $17,000. Jim Cramer, very bearish, exit the market. This is after, having a crash of over 70% months, in 2022. What happened just yesterday? He actually came out saying Bitcoin can't be stopped, and Bitcoin, is actually likely to rocket in the next coming months and years. And, he's like one of the best indicators to be extremely cautious, right? Once the media comes out here with, hey, this is bearish, this ain't looking good, there's more downside to come, and, we're actually crashing for a long time. Bitcoin has been exploding during the last several months, entire of 2023. And right now we got this character coming out, all right, which is very good, inverse correlation with what he thinks with the market, saying that Bitcoin is unstoppable. Bitcoin, no one's going to stop this train. Obviously, we're getting over a $4,000 drop today, even a $5,000 drop here on the price of Bitcoin, which was basically in hours, right? We're very much aware of a flash crash happening at some point. And one of the best indicators is this character right over here, which is Jim Cramer, who came out yesterday saying, Bitcoin's unstoppable and we're going to go to the absolute moon, right, with Bitcoin. So, he's it's a great signal, okay, to come out on media, because that, the herd is looking at this and they're like, oh, Bitcoin's bullish. He's saying it's bullish. Probably a bunch of retailers started buying some spot Bitcoin, during yesterday and today based on, the news coming out. So this is one of the main reasons. Let me just quickly go through the comment section and say hello to moderator Aditya. Thanks for joining the stream, my man. And Matrix Point says ETF will be delayed. This is also a tweet that I've got here. Okay, that it's for the moment, these are only rumors. It's not official, but it's very possible, right? What happens if on the 10th of January we get to see, no spot ETFs are approved? Of course, we got another deadline back, in March. Sorry, okay, we got another deadline in March that is very close to the halving. So, if everything comes together, it will likely have a bullish effect. After a few months, after the halving, after the ETFs possibly being approved. So if they're not approved in January, then it's very, very likely, right? It's the ultimate end deadline in March for it to be approved. One of other reasons here, guys, that I've been, I think people are forgetting that, which is the world reserve currency, which is the world currency, right? It's the US dollar. And we've been talking about a major chart here that we need to take into consideration. Now, obviously, the S&P 500, could be ending up in a very, 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 very scary double top scenario here. We are currently below the all-time highs created in 2021. So it's kind of, struggling to maintain a big breakout above this level. During the last week, we've been consolidating at the highs, now getting a bit of a pullback. But one of the main charts here for markets to collapse, to crypto in general to collapse, guys, and people seems like they have forgotten about this chart. They have forgotten about the negative correlation with the DXY and the markets in general, right? Not only crypto. That is the DXY, guys. DXY hitting an ultimate level of support, which is the value area low from 2022 and 2023, basically, which has just been holding by a thread right now. Overall, it's an ultimate support level. We'll be explaining the market structure here, technical analysis on the DXY. A lot of people saying about, hey, but now it's not the same. Don't be extremely bullish, okay? Because people forget about it. People get too bullish and they forget about one of the most important charts to realize where the price could top out or bottom out. And it's always been working, okay, during the last decade in the case of Bitcoin, for example. I've shared this before. I will share it again in the future because it just works. There is negative correlation with the DXY. The dollar is still is the reserve currency. You like it or not. We all would love Bitcoin to be the reserve currency of the world. That's still very, very far away. First of all, we would have to equal gold's market cap, which is above 10 trillion. And then we can talk about something, but still very, very early stages. A lot of people were actually not happy for me talking about the DXY. Yeah, you're talking about DXY again and again. Guys, this is extremely important. This is extremely important chart to take into consideration to actually note where there could be a topping range for Bitcoin, for the markets, right, in general. And people are forgetting about this. They're getting too distracted with the ETF, with everything being extremely bullish. And this is definitely a chart to take into consideration. When we take a look at the range in between 2015 and 2020 on the DXY, guys, it is sitting at the ultimate support level. The DXY, the value area high from 2015 to 2022. This is 7 years of price action in a massive range where we got extremely supported here in 2023. This is huge support from value area high. Right now, what I wanted to make the people understand with the DXY is that this $100 level could hold as support. The moment we lose the lows here from July of 2023, then yes, everything will be looking extremely good. DXY could get a major collapse. For the moment, it has broken structure here, okay? I want to explain this, guys, because it's extremely important, right? I mean, it is very important. I can share the chart here with Bitcoin, how, we have negative correlation. We were in a major downtrend structure between 2022 and 2023. They actually got broken in the summer of 2023. We had a higher high right there, and there is a possibility in creating a higher low at this point. And, it's just massive support. We are holding the last level. As long as we stay above this zone, this could be a higher low. And we're actually going to come and test the highs here from the summer of 2023 in the coming months. And this ain't going to be good for the markets, okay? Now, major bounce on the DXY here during the last few days, maintaining that value area low and hitting, round about the 7-8 Fibonacci. You would arguably discuss this as kind of the ultimate level if you want this to be a 1-2 wave ready for a third wave here to the upside. Something to take into consideration, guys. Right now, we are seeing DXY getting a major bounce during the last few days. And that could be another main reason why Bitcoin got this ultimate corrective move, all right, during the last few hours. Now, so far, major drop, okay, not out of the woods. We're still maintaining higher low. This could have been just a huge, massive liquidation event. Overall, it is very high volume. It's something that is very, very disturbing. We got that weekly level. I mean, this was just a major flash crash. You want to stay away from this unless you want to jump into some shorts here in the middle of the range. Obviously, right now is not the greatest idea, but you want to stay away from this situation if you are looking for a long in a corrective move. You do not, I was saying to my community here that, what I would be interested as we do lose this low is a reclaim. This was the yearly high from 2023. And I had a plan here if I wanted to get into a long position, right? I was looking at this to be a possible ABC structure. I want the price to hold nicely and possibly reclaim that high here from 2023 as support again, and then enter a long position. Not catching the bottom. I'm not interested, okay? This, I'm not sure how many people must have got wrecked here that were longing late and longing here for, if you don't manage your risk, getting into a small loss, okay, is acceptable. But yeah, people longing here that this potential drop to get a bounce is extremely dangerous. This is why it's so important to say, hey, let the market get a cool off, let it get find a bottom formation, right? Reclaim some important levels, which was that yearly high. That was kind of my plan here to get into a long day trade. You know, find a bottom formation, reclaim some certain levels. I am not interested in any of this. This could be a falling knife that could be devastating. And this actually dropped today over $5,000. Imagine that. I mean, this, you need power, you need big selling pressure here. And of course, you got the rumors of, you know, ETFs are not going to be approved. You suddenly see a you know, huge bunch of tweets coming out, you know, ETFs in January, you know, likely going to be denied, right? They're not going to come out, and they're going to come out in Q2 of 2024, right? You know, but obviously, beautiful indicator here, which was Jim Cramer yesterday coming out. We've known this for years, that, you know, he's actually a really good indicator for a bottom or a top. And you can see back here in December of 2022 saying, you know, exit crypto right away. Everything looks really bad. Of course, nobody wants to buy, you know, when everything's crashing so much, right? This was just after the FTX collapse. I was buying spot Bitcoin at those levels. Because it's obviously a good time to DCA, where the price goes to 12K or not. Longs liquidated. Yes, sir. Jim Cramer, that is. I got a lot of Jim Cramers here in the comment section. What's up, DeVault? Thank you very much for joining the stream, my man. Yeah, anyway, S&P 500 will crash sometime this week, lol. I mean, we found a significant bounce. You know, could this be a very crazy double top here on the S&P 500, right? We just tested the last few days, the all-time high. This could be a terrible double top scenario. However, you know, it's not out of the woods just yet. We could expect a pretty deep pullback, all right, on the S&P 500 after testing all-time highs. There's no doubt about it that it could get pretty messy. And that is also based on the DXY. Portfolio, guys, is got a massive hit. It is what it is, but I don't live off my portfolio. Portfolio is there for the long term. You know, it is devastating to see this crash, because, you know, I have quite a significant amount of Bitcoin, Ethereum, some altcoins, and, you know, it was looking so good, and it's down a lot, right? It's down a lot. However, it doesn't matter. We are here for the long term, right? In the case of our portfolio, we are here to trade the markets as well. And we want to find the next opportunity. I would say we want to stay a little bit cautious with this move, no doubt. I mean, we came back inside the value area of this entire trading range and got a major wick here, kind of a swing failure pattern from the ultimate low levels here, right? We didn't quite reach this low, at least on ByBit. You know, it would have been nice, but these are SFP levels, no doubt. You know, claim that low and look for an instant recovery. Already popping here over $2,000. You need to take those lows into consideration, right? When you get above a value area, right, and it turns out to be a fake out and you're getting a major flash crash, then, you know, you're not interested inside of this zone. You're interested in the lows, all right, from the range, where you could get that test, right, liquidation event, and then an instant bounce to get back inside of the range, right? You're really not interested in this kind of volatility unless you like, you know, chasing the trend, right? And you want to get into a short scenario. You know, I would be more interested in looking at this, you know, these lows over here for a possible, you know, liquidation event, right? Swing failure pattern, instant bounce. And these instant bounce do get, you know, $1,000 to $2,000 where you can make some significant gains. We'll be going through here, the comment section. We can take a look at some altcoins, but like I said, some altcoins are getting that big major corrective move as well. We can see Zilliqa, we can see Polkadot, you know, taking that hit, all right? So far, you know, it's not really extremely bearish just yet. We'll be analyzing the situation. DXY held support going up. Yes, it did. That is also one of the reasons why here that, you know, we got an instant major bounce here on the DXY. And, you know, this could actually be a bottom formation on the DXY, right? I think, you know, we're probably going to get some resistance here at the 102.3 level, just basically support resistance flip, right? It might get some resistance right there, but it ain't gonna be looking good once you start breaking major downtrend channel, basically, right? It's in a downtrend channel. The moment DXY starts breaking through from this level here significantly, you know, it ain't gonna be looking too great, guys. You know, if we were to see a bullish DXY in the months ahead, you know, hold on tight. We are getting into a deep corrective move in crypto in general, and also the markets, right? It has a negative correlation with the stock market. You got a bullish DXY here, possibly in the coming months. Expect some major pullbacks, okay? So this could be a local top, and we could see a little bit of downside here for crypto in general. So stay cautious, You know, I've been talking about the DXY, and just to remain, you know, cautious on, hey, be ready for that massive hit. DXY could actually be bottoming out at this range, as it is the value area low from 22 and 23, right? And then obviously hitting that value area high of this trading range. I mean, this has been a proven level of support, you know, and this did break local bearish structure with this pump created in the summer of 2023. So everything points out that this could actually be a higher low. All right, something to definitely be aware of, guys, and you just need to be prepared. I mean, I don't care portfolio going down. I will be ready to buy some more, you know, Bitcoin, crypto in general in the coming months if we were to get some more downside. Santa gift to crypto community. Legend, finally catch you live. Salim, how are you doing, my man? Thanks for joining. All liquidated suddenly. Oh my God. Well, yeah, people that do irresponsible trading, you know, I was very much interested in a long position here at this zone. However, you know, I was talking about what I want to see here with the Legends trading community, right? It doesn't matter missing a major short. You know, this is just too much of a volatile move in my opinion. And, you know, if I go through the updates that I was talking about during today in the Legends community, you know, there was something very, very clear for me that I wanted to see, and that is basically kind of a double bottom or a reclaim of certain levels, right? You know, I talk about my long trading plan here in the community. You know, if we do come down, I want to see some consolidation or either a reclaim of the low for me to get into a long position, right? No catching falling knives, you know, just let the price do what it needs to do. And then obviously after this major drop, what we do want to see is another range formation, right? And once we form a certain range here, possibly in the coming days, you know, then we'll find some really interesting levels of resistance and support where the price could bounce, right? So Mark Dutch, how are you doing? Happy New Year, my man. We've got Mark Dutch, Pac-Man here in the community, right? Let's take a look here at some altcoins for the community. But right now, I think it's a moment to be patient and form a nice range. Now, what happened during during the last 24 hours is something very interesting here. This was actually a pretty good shorting trade, at least to these lows right over here. You're getting that monthly back tested with a swing failure pattern from these local highs. Creating some very, very nice bearish CVD divergence in the case of ByBit. So what was forming right there is you had the price action creating lower highs and higher highs here on ByBit in the yellow. So you're already creating some bearish CVD divergence at that point, as you were getting the rejection of the monthly, right? Monthly level here acting as resistance as you creating that kind of swing failure pattern of these local highs from today. So it was an acceptable short position here at this zone, at least to claim this low, right? Looking for a possible three-wave structure to the downside. Now, let's go right away, take a look at some altcoins, but I would remain patient here, right? Getting at a trade setup at this moment. I would prefer the price to see a consolidation, right? Have a little bit of a range in this area. We're going to take a look at volume. Obviously, volume very. There might be a good volume strategy setup here. yeah, well, this is actually kind of an acceptable short scenario as a volume strategy, right? You kind of hitting that high volume node on the lower time frames right there at the level. It is topping out a little bit. You could get a major drop here from this point in the next coming hours. Of course, you did maintain a weekly level here. You got above the weekly level, so maybe that weekly could act as support. This is just an instant rally. But you know the deal about volume strategy. Volume strategy here does work out pretty good. However, you could arguably discuss it's at the very, very low points here from a major drop. But you got this high volume node right there with that price action. And you got the dead cat bounce and a big major breakdown with high volume. It could turn into a higher low right there. I mean, you got that weekly that did maintain nicely. You know, you got an instant bounce from that level. But would it, you know, usually when you get a dead cat bounce, you would expect the price to get a major leg down here. Whether it creates a higher low or not, or comes to the lows, you've got a bit of volume strategy. The only bad thing about this volume strategy is like you kind of shorting the lows, right? You're shorting, you know, the dead cat bounce after a huge major drop. So it's not, you know, usually flash crashes for volume strategy. It could end up in a V-shaped recovery. I mean, volume strategy is much better for a nice solid breakdown, consolidation, right? A breakdown solidly from a level, and then obviously you're looking for that, you know, support resistance flip. But when it's a flash crash and you're trying to use volume strategy, you just need to be aware that it's just maybe a possible massive liquidation event and you're going to get a V-shaped recovery here, right, in the next coming hours. So it's not the best, you know, scenario to get into a volume strategy setup because it's a flash crash. It's just a major waterfall, and these major waterfalls could end up in a, you know, pretty large dead cat bounce V-shaped recovery, right? It's not the best moment to apply volume strategy. The best thing here for me to find the next setup is form a nice, you know, range. And of course, once you form a range from highs and lows, well, we know that, you know, then is the moment you could actually claim liquidity from a high or claim liquidity from a low and get those instant bounces. Is the best way that I know how to trade is the ranges. Trade the ranges using CVD divergence, and then, you know, you just got high probability once that volatility goes down. What is the problem here with massive flash crashes? You can get an instant V-shaped recovery, right? You could get that instant V-shaped recovery here. It is not the best zones to get into any trades, either long or short. Much better to form a range. Once you form that range, of course, then you know the deal. I mean, this was actually a really good shorting scenario at this level, as you were hitting a value area high of the trading range in between yesterday and today. So you got a massive range in between yesterday and today. You got that monthly level, and you got here, you know, basically the retest of that value area high with that swing failure pattern from these local highs. I mean, these are the nice levels where you can get into those high probability trading setups, and you can short here and target the value area low, right? You know, just need nice ranges, maintain some of that short position. You obviously could, but these are technical moves. So what I would say here for anybody that is interested in doing any trading setups, you know, this is a dangerous point at this moment. You could get an instant V-shaped recovery as it is a flash crash. And, you know, you could roll down, right? The probabilities here are just very, very difficult to get into a setup. So the best scenario here would be getting into a major range and obviously, you know, short the highs and long the lows as you do form that range. Just very similar to what happened yesterday, okay, and today in this area, right? Where you have very high probability trading setups. Now, if you are interested in trading, the best trading platform for me, the one that has the best track record, that's extremely transparent, is ByBit, guys. You get $30,000 worth of bonus if you deposit significant amounts, okay? You get an crazy bonus here on ByBit. For me, it's the most legit platform out there. And you have other ones, of course, because ByBit does have restriction in some countries. MEXC 20,000 and BingX also you get a great bonus. That is no KYC required. Email and password, you're in that platform already. You got a great bonus on MEXC as well, guys. If you cannot trade on ByBit, remember that. Only for people that are patient and don't get too emotional, all right? I am very, very patient with my, trading setups, okay? So let's dive in right away. Through the comment section, I can see we have some super chats here in the comment section. I'm going to go through the super chats. I mean, there is a volume strategy scenario right now for a short. I prefer much of a range here to be formed, to be honest. But, volume strategy is volume strategy, right? Where you do have a high volume node and after a breakdown with another high volume node and you're just struggling to get above that level, right? This is already getting at that major reaction that should usually get that, pretty decent pullback. Take it with some very good risk. The only bad thing here is the stop loss from this major candle. You usually want that back of the candle to maintain at, that is basically kind of your secure place to place a stop. But it's just at the end of this high volume node, and with probabilities it should get that movement to the downside. I don't like trading flash crashes because I've seen it before. They can create that V-shaped recovery, and I really like solid price action, breakdown, break up in small movements, right? When it is a flash crash, you just need to be aware of the possible instant buying pressure that could kick in here based on all of the limit orders that have been bought up, and there's probably going to be a lot of buying interest with this major drop of $5,000, right? So anyway, let's take a look at the super chat right away here, which is Space Duck. Thanks for the $5 super chat, my man. Can you please have a look at Cyber US dollar tether? Let's take a look at Cyber US dollar tether right away. Cyber US dollar tether. Do we have, is this a relatively new crypto that was born in 2023? Yeah, it seems like it's a relatively new-ish crypto. Let's take a look at Cyber here. Let's take a look at some altcoins for the community. Right, it's a mid-low cap cryptocurrency. It was born in 2023. On the charts, we haven't got too much data, but this one's doing pretty good. Got a bit of a flash crash, getting a bit of a V-shaped recovery, with this movement down. Not much to analyze here. You are still in an uptrend, no doubt, during 23 and 24, part of 24, the last few days. Got a bit of a flash crash as well, like most of the altcoins. If Bitcoin gets the drop, altcoins get the drop. A lot of them getting a nice bounce here. Yeah, just would be a little bit cautious now. I would want to see how Bitcoin develops in the next coming hours. If it does form a range, I would like to see Bitcoin actually holding this value area. Because the moment you start losing the value area low, possibly in the next coming hours, then you just want to be aware that much larger pullback could be coming here for Bitcoin and crypto in general. So overall, quick instant bounce here on Cyber. It's kind of just at the highs created in November. So could it be a double top, failed auction kind of scenario here? I would stay a little bit cautious based on what Bitcoin's going to do. So far it is above that high, trying to hold it as support after this V-shaped recovery. Very important level, just a big flash crash, instant V-shape. You could get supported here and get a bounce, right? It's getting the reaction here on the lower time frames. This is the high created in November in the case of this cryptocurrency, right? Where we did struggle here. We got a little bit of a resistance back in well, this was basically today, right? As we broke through, big flash crash, now V-shaped recovery. Would stay a little bit cautious, all depending on what Bitcoin does. you know, we need to be a little bit cautious with these altcoins. So far, it is back testing here that high created in November, right? That could actually hold here as support. So far, it is holding above those highs. We'll stay a little bit cautious. Let's go right away here. Dumping again, short. I mean, you could have got into, like I said, that weekly is an important level, right? We're really not that interested in this volume strategy, like I mentioned, right? It does look like it's topping out and it could roll down. But you know, when we're having these flash crashes, no doubt that this is it is a good shorting level most of the times, right? Based on volume strategy, you got a nice volume move to the downside with, you know, big volume, and then the next big volume breakdown here as well. It's just a classic, you know, support flip into resistance. It is an acceptable short trade. However, I don't like shorting, you know, I don't like getting into volume strategies when you have big major flash crashes, because they are the kind of events that could turn into a V-shaped recovery, right? So anyway, let's take a look at, but it's an acceptable, you know, kind of short usually. Just a little bit of education there based on volume strategy, which is a very successful strategy. It's the easiest strategy ever that, you know, I don't think many people talk about it. It's just resistance and support flip based on volume. And it usually plays out very well 80% of the times. Let's go through this super chat here. 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕, they recently got their first DEX, AYIN, please, which is the ticker symbol. Let's take a look at some altcoins for the community. So let's take a look at AYIN. I mean, if it is only just been launched, yeah, we probably ain't gonna get here no charts yet. I mean, if it is a relatively new crypto, we cannot chart it. We cannot do technical analysis. Okay, so AYIN. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have much here to, you know, it's basically not on the chart. It is only available on these exchanges. Very low volume. So I mean, yeah, you can take a look at the project, but we'll not do project analysis. We don't usually do this on the live streams. We do technical analysis, but yeah, this is basically not on the charts here. Okay, it's not on the charts. AYIN. We'll analyze that. You can actually, you know, send me a DM in the Telegram or on the Discord. And, you know, I usually take a look at these projects after the stream, not during the stream, because it does take, you know, some time to do the analysis. And people are not here to do project reviews. If I could chart it, I would chart it, but it is not the case. So it's, the other one is Alpha, right? So, which is the blockchain. Yeah, it's just getting a bit of very strong pump here during November and December, and a bit of a cautious zone right here. A bit of a cautious zone. You're kind of losing a bit of momentum here with these tops, right? Not breaking through here very strongly. Just something to be aware of. Nevertheless, it is still in an uptrend. Still created a high right there. Could it create a higher low over here? Very possible. Very possible. We'll stay a little bit cautious though with this. You would have to go here based on trading. Just go with the simple strategy, which is support resistance flip, right? You would want to see that resistance level being broken and flip it as support. Just keep it basic, but it's looking a bit toppy here. Right, let's take a look. Collapsing, yes sir, it is collapsing. Portfolio is not looking good. Portfolio is looking very bad, guys. Why is it all collapsing, says Pat Murphy? Well, we can get into one of the main reasons, okay? I think a main reason you would arguably discuss is Jim Cramer, right? You know, this guy for an indicator is actually pretty good. He just came yesterday on social media and the media in general saying that, Bitcoin is unstoppable, is not going to be stopped. And major crash today of over $5,000. He actually called to basically said to the people to get out of the market, get out of the crypto market, when we were basically bottoming out here in December of 2022. Andy, that weekly is old weekly. The weekly level here is an old weekly level. Let's analyze here. No, it was not an old, it's an old weekly level, but it's still a relatively, it's basically the weekly close, okay, from last week. So it's kind of maintaining. Could this be a weekly level? We're currently holding that level by a thread, right? Let's continue. Portfolio doesn't look bad. It looks hungry for more coins. Yeah, very true. This is the moment where Kramer's fault. Yeah, well, let's all blame Kramer because he's actually responsible because of this Bitcoin drop, right? He is the one responsible. These are not only the only signals, right? He's actually in the past called, the top and bottoms for Bitcoin during the last few years. I'm just getting you the closest ones, which is, back in December, he was extremely bearish on the media saying, get out because everything's going to go to lower levels. And right now, just yesterday, he came out on the media saying, Bitcoin's really bullish. It's unstoppable. After having a major rally, of 200% during the last 12 months, right? So pretty crazy. It is what it is. He is a good Kramer versus Kramer. So it's manipulation by matrix port, in my opinion. Yeah, that was another reason as well. We got a bit of FUD here, okay? Major dump on Bitcoin after the news where he was, matrix port said, that the SEC is not going to approve the ETF. Probably pure manipulation, and we're in for a major V-shaped recovery in the next coming days. A bit of manipulation, no doubt, okay? So we got Jim Cramer saying Bitcoin's unstoppable. We got, obviously, Matrix Port, saying that they are not going to be approved, the ETFs. And we also have the DXY, which is a pretty obvious, indicator as well, guys. DXY got a major bounce here from the 100 level, and there is negative correlation, we like it or not. We're starting to hit a major support resistance flip at the moment, so we could get a pullback here on the DXY that could get a little bit of a V-shaped recovery here for Bitcoin. But I would be very, very cautious to analyze the DXY in the coming days because, if DXY does break out here, this downtrend channel that we created here during the last 2 months, we could say that we officially have a local top here for the price of Bitcoin. If we were to see that DXY, getting some momentum to the upside. So we just need to take it into consideration. Smash the like and give the middle finger to Kramer, Pac-Man. Yes, sir. Mark Dutch, my man, thanks for joining the stream. There were too many longs off the triangle. Yeah, also kind of a triangle fake out as well when we do take a look at Bitcoin on the symmetrical triangle breakout. There was a possibility in creating another leg up. All right, I was getting ready for a possible long scenario, but I wanted to see some sign of strength after this drop, right? I wanted to see this drop, finding a bottom formation and actually reclaiming those highs of 2023 and actually then looking to take that long position, right? Once you see that sign of strength and the possibility of a reversal after the drop, then, I don't mind entering a little bit long here, a little bit late on the long, based on a sign of strength, but he was very much aware of a falling knife happening here for Bitcoin. You know, you're not interested in longing any of these drops. You know, wait, be patient. This is something I was talking about in the Legends community, right? We want to see that sign of strength. We want to see that those levels being reclaimed for me to actually look for the long position here as a back test, you know, from the highs of 2023, then get into the long. You know, not long in this drop, not interested. Okay, giving a bit of that education, guys. If you are interested, Legends trading community, you got the link down below where I post every single day education on how to look properly for those setups. All right, you got the link down below. Okay, if you are interested in that pure education to learn how to trade properly with good risk management. Okay, these are basically a bit of a non-event for me. It was, you know, I did not get in any trade scenario here with this volatility. There was actually an acceptable day trade short right there explained on the stream. This is why for me it's incredibly important to actually form a range. I'll get into some trade setup here maybe between today and tomorrow. Once we create a range, I'm happy to do so once that range is created, because once we formed that range in between yesterday and today, you know, there was a pretty obvious good signal here for a short, which is testing the value area high from yesterday and today. As you can see in this range, value area low holding, value area high, you know, getting rejected after testing this high. Beautiful test of the highs with the monthly level. And you got another good indicator. One of the only indicators I like to use is you are actually forming some bearish CVD divergence on ByBit. There was actually a lot of people longing this range, looking for the highs to be claimed, right? Something that you want to be cautious. You're getting a lot of bullish pressure here as you're getting this rise. A lot of people longing here, a little late, and thanks to the CVD, you can see that it's something to be aware of to get that drop beneath this low, right? So it was actually a pretty good shorting scenario right there, based on, you know, CVD. You had bearish CVD divergence, you're testing here the monthly level, and you're also testing the value area high, getting that, you know, retest of the highs, you know, claiming that liquidity. Just a quick wick to the upside and rejection. There's actually a pretty nice shorting level here based on the technicals. Let's continue here through the comment section right away. I took that short. Absolutely wonderful. If you did take that short, you know, it was a very, very technical shorting level here based on the rejection of the value area high. So congratulations on you right there if you did take that short position. Hello, where's the next take profit, right? If based on a short position, where is the next take profit? Well, you know, just be happy with this to take profit, depending on where you're shorting. You know, be happy with a take profit, you know, at this range, because you back inside of this range formed the entire month of December. You're above value area low. Will we lose this low here in the next coming days? Maybe yes, maybe no. But it's a technical support level based on higher lows, based on, you know, the value area low is holding. So it's a flash crash. You might form a little bit of a range and find some support here and then rally in the next coming days. It is support. It is support. We like it or not. The price is going to go to much lower levels. I mean, this is the classic thing right now where you're going to get a lot of people extremely bearish and the price might start pumping in the coming days. This is a technical support level based on the value area low of the entire range of December. So if you're shorting from major levels, realize that this is support. It is a good take profit area, right? It is a good take profit range if you're in a short. It's a scalper's collapse. Right now is a good reason not to invest in worthless meme coins. They are getting slaughtered. I mean, when we do take a look at Bonk, and you know, Bonk is just meme coins, guys, are a clear signal of topping out, you know. When you see this parabolic move and Bonk getting a huge major collapse like this, you know, I was saying, you know, this is already a big major topping signal. When you get such a major corrective move like this, I'm saying, you know, Bonk ain't going to hit all-time highs anytime soon, right? This is when we started to see the Solana phones coming out, you know, being extremely expensive. You know, you had to pay $5,000 to get one of these phones because you get an airdrop of 30,000 bonks or something like that. Absolutely crazy, guys. You know, it's just a clear sign of FOMO moment. And it's like, you know, you want to stay aware, okay, and away from the possibilities of this being a topping out. Meme coins are also such a great topping signal, or near the top. When you do take a look at the 𝗕𝗵𝗴𝗀𝗀 pump, you know, is also a local top in the case of Bitcoin. When you do take a look at Dogecoin, at Shiba Inu as well, when they went parabolic and started correcting move like this, you know, I was saying, you know, wow, you know, this is just a major, you know, this ain't going to come to all-time highs in the coming weeks. You know, this is likely going to start getting into, you know, very, very boring sideways action momentum. It's just, meme coins are also very, very good to predict, you know, near the top situation. Andy, I FOMO longed Litecoin at $60. Can you take a look and advise me a target to exit? I already have 50% at $65. Litecoin, you longed Litecoin at $60. So let's take a look at Litecoin. Right, so major crash here on Litecoin. You longed here, and you probably based, your long was based on, I don't know what it was based on, but so you FOMO'd long here. Litecoin, it slightly tested this low, so it was not technically a swing failure pattern from these lows. You're basically catching a falling knife. So I get your point here, FOMO'd long. You got a level right now where it is actually at the moment, it's at this low right there, higher low. The price action is basically trading exactly at that level. So yeah, I would definitely consider this low right there some resistance. You know, when you go to lower time frames, you can see that high there being a bit of a resistance zone. You know, if you get a nice movement to the upside here, then yeah, all good. You might, you know, they might end up in a V-shaped recovery, but you are struggling very much, okay? If you did long Litecoin, you're already getting a reaction from this level. This could be a kind of a dead cat bounce scenario. It's a good take profit one, right? That higher low is acting as resistance at the moment. So if you did long here with this, you know, falling knife, it's a technical resistance zone. It's good for a take profit one. If you do start, you know, breaking through above this level, then yeah, it would be, you could see a much larger bounce from this level, and just take, you know, that this could be another level where the price is actually going to get some resistance. But it's definitely at a take profit one. You know, you are getting the reaction here at this point, so consider it as a take profit one. Take profits. It dropped to $58 on Binance. Yeah, so probably on Binance it did actually claim that low. Yeah, so it did actually create that swing failure pattern on Binance from this low, almost this low right there. So yeah, kind of a swing failure pattern trade. You know, you're reacting to this low, to this higher low right there at the moment. So would consider take profit one. You could get rejected and come back down. Bonk is getting absolutely slaughtered. Imagine all of those people that thought, you know, I'm going to buy this phone from Solana just because I'm getting a $30,000, you know, airdrop, 30,000 tokens, I think, if I'm not mistaken, airdrop from Bonk. You know, this is just such a bad idea. Those phones were launched many months ago. Nobody wanted that Solana phone. They were, you know, they were getting sold for just, you know, not even a few $100s. And just because of the FOMO stage of Bonk, you know, the phone was $5,000, and there was no phones to buy. You know, there was so much demand to buy these phones, they priced them up to $5,000 just because you were getting a silly token, you know, airdrop when it pumped already over 100x in the last few months. Absolutely crazy, guys. You know, it repeats every single time. As humans, we do not learn, right? We like to FOMO in. Bonk completely devastated. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting you know, be cautious, right? When you have a meme coin that's pumped over 100x, you know, during the last few months, it's like, we could be very, very close to a local top here. So portfolio ain't looking that great with this drop, but it doesn't matter, right? I still believe that the bullish, you know, the bullish narrative here for the cycle is still looking pretty good, you know, by mid 2024 entering into 2025, but be ready for possible bigger pullbacks, okay? Which would be completely natural, you know. I would not be scared about Bitcoin going to $30,000, you know, just you're still very much in an uptrend, you know, getting close to the halving, you know, it's just, would not be worried about that pullback down to 30K. It's just how the market needs to move. The review of the phone was pretty bad. Yeah, it was just this whole thing about the Solana phone, because you're getting an airdrop on Bunk, was just absolute insanity. You know, it's absolute insanity. What did it drop? Why did it drop? Well, we have many reasons for the drop. We got the DXY, which had a really nice bounce during the last couple of days. DXY found some really interesting support here at the value area low, got a pretty strong bounce just in the last 2 days. And that could be another factor, another reason why, you know, we were waiting for the price of Bitcoin to get a drop. Another reason is 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕. He came out yesterday on the media saying, you know, Bitcoin's unstoppable. And it's like, my goodness, this ain't a good sign. And yeah, then we got a bit of FUD. Obviously, we got Matrixport, you know, saying that ETFs are not going to be approved in January. It's going to be in Q2. And, you know, just a few factors getting together, and, you know, a bit of the technicals as well. The technicals were there. We did have some technical reasons that this was a rejection point, possibly not as much as this, but we had a technical level here for a possible short, which was hitting the value area high from this consolidation in between yesterday and today, right? With some bearish CVD divergence. There was a lot of people on ByBit getting into long positions here during today. A lot of longs getting into the market, being absorbed by larger players here. Okay. So yeah, it was a few things here. Looking at the technicals for that major drop, legends. Join Andy's Discord. Yeah, I mean, did not long, was getting ready for some scenarios. Mark Dutch, thanks for the support, my man. Always giving some massive support as always. Let's take a look here. Jim Indy. Yes, Jim Cramer. Jim Cramer cannot be stopped. I am wrecked, damn it. Why? Don't get wrecked. Don't get wrecked. Don't get wrecked. You know, I was very much aware of this situation. When we were dropping here, you know, obviously I did not want to short right there. I was very much interested in this being a possible three wave to the downside. And my plan was, hey, you know, we start coming back above here, the highs from 2023. I'm happy to long here, you know, as we see a sign of strength, right? It's just a matter of being patient. And then this happens. It is what it is, you know, no major trades, not getting wrecked, not making profits, not making anything, just waiting for the next area of consolidation to take the next high probability trade. So let's go through the comment section, continue here. Wall Street market makers in the game. No good playing with leverage. It is totally fine to trade with leverage. I just got into, because I got someone, I'm not going to give any details because I'm not promoting them, but I just got approved from a prop, one of these prop, you know, thingies where you do get money to trade with. I will talk about it with the Legends community, but because I got someone here last month saying, hey, why don't try a prop firm? You know, if you profitable, and say, you know what, I never tried one. I'm going to get into one. I passed the 2 phases. And now I'm getting my first withdrawal that hasn't been yet hit. Okay, they haven't given me the withdrawal because a lot of people say they're scams. Be careful with prop firms because they don't trade in the real market. It's not real money what they give you. But I've tested it out. I will be informing the Legends community. But you can trade with leverage with responsibility. Okay. Leverage trading is wonderful once you know how to do it. You remain patient. A lot of people don't have patience and they get wrecked. You know, this is a wrecked event. A lot of people got extremely wrecked today with this. It's just a wrecked event. Symmetrical triangle breakout. You know, even myself, I was looking for a long position. However, I had it quite clear that, you know, unless we see a bottom formation and we start reclaiming some levels, I'm not entering a long position, because you're always aware of the price getting, you know, continuing the drop, right? When the price is dropping so strongly, stay away. You know, it's so easy just to be patient and wait for a range to be formed to then, you know, get into some technical levels. And don't catch a falling knife. You know, it's not worth it, guys. Me 5 years ago, I would have been, you know, longing, add to my position. Oh my goodness, boom, boom, wrecked. It's just, it happens on and on and on again. Okay. You know, I was very, very clear with the Legends community to say, you know, yeah, we should be holding here this range. However, I personally want a reclaim above these levels. Okay. Basically the highs of 2023, that would be a clear 1, 2, 3 ABC structure, and you reclaim this level. It's a sign of strength. You're looking for the highs to be taken. So I wouldn't have got into the bottom, of course not, but I would have got into a higher probability trade setup based on the sign of strength. Anyway, yeah, it is what it is. So you can trade safely. Anybody that does have experience and is a profitable trader, you know, I've been testing out this prop firm, and I'm happy to made my first withdrawal today. I don't want to show it because I don't want to do any promotions from any of this, but it's just something I tested out because I got someone, you know, a friend of mine on the back of my ear, you know, test it out. And I said, okay, let's test it out. Anyway, if you are responsible and you are patient, you got an insane bonus on ByBit, okay, of $30,000. Also, MEXC has got a great bonus, and BingX down below. I prefer ByBit. I've been using ByBit for over 4 years right now, and the problem with ByBit is some countries, you know, it is restricted in some countries. So if you can't trade on ByBit, there's no KYC on MEXC. We also get an great bonus, okay, of $20,000. It's a bonus that gets airdropped to your platform once you start trading and depositing there, okay, which is used to pay fees and losses. So take advantage of the bonus. It's also a good way to support the channel, of course. As you know, it's an affiliate link, but only for responsible traders, okay? And if you want some of the guidance, I'm guiding here in the community how to get into those trading setups, what we want the price action to do, how to enter, how to play stop loss, how to manage risk, okay? Because a lot of people, I can tell you already, I don't know how many millions of liquidation has happened here, but it must have been insane. A lot of people losing money here with this movement down. ETF will not come. What do you think now? It's just buying us some time. ETF will not come now. Okay, we got some possible, you know, we got some tweets here, a bit of FUD. It's probably not going to get approved. How many times it's been denied during the last several months? And the next one is in March. So if it's denied now, then we'll just have to hype March up, right? Which I think can be bullish, right? People will be hyping up till March and then probably go to 50K, right? In the next coming weeks. I think it could get a bullish effect, you know, it might be bearish, right, in the short term, but if it's postponed to March, then people want to hype up, it's going to get approved in March and buy up, okay, the corrective move. So we're just going to have to think like that if it isn't denied on the 10th of January. And then it's like, okay, then the deadline is in March. Well, let's buy it up till March and see what happens, right? So we're just going to have to go with that. ETF has to come. It's just spinless cowards trying to hold it down low. Yeah, I mean, that's also a possibility. This just could be a massive bunch of FUD. Just imagine that on the 10th, they all get approved, right? Just imagine that on the 10th of January, they all get approved. Well, I mean, you could expect a huge, massive V-shaped recovery. If we start dancing around here in this range and then suddenly the 10th of March, it gets approved, then it's like, boof, you know, you could get a massive rocket fuel, massive, you know, $10,000 pump in a matter of hours. So we're just gonna have to, you know, we just never know. 500 million liquidation, my goodness. Yeah, stay away with these drops. Get into some nice ranges. I mean, this range is beautiful. You know, I was talking about the Legends community yesterday about how this level was actually a pretty good long setup at the highs right there from 2023, right? You know, just pure education on the possibilities here, on basically what could happen here to get into a possible long setup. Let me just quickly go right there and explain here the scenario on how to get into a long setup, basically on this range, right? I'm trying to look for it right now, but the reason why this was a possible good long setup, it's because it was the 2023 highs. Okay, so the 2023 highs right over here, as you can see, which was at 44,770 approximately. And on this retracement, it's like, hey, this should be a level of support, flipping into support. You did get that level back tested as you broke through here, as you can see. And a retest of this low and getting back above is a long trigger. Right at this point, you claim that low and you get above, you're longing and your stop losses here beneath these lows. Of course, you could be targeting the highs for the next coming days, but we need to be technical as we're trading as well. And you know, it was a reason to take some profits and actually being defensive. And then if it breaks down, then we'll just have to wait, analyze the situation here. But it was a technical level to actually take some profits and possibly head short. Reason being, it's technical. It is the value area high during the last 2 days. It is the monthly. You're forming big bearish divergence on ByBit. You are starting to create those higher highs on the CVD. Be aware, it's a take profit zone. It's a possible head short right there. Just managing risk very well. You know, if you do get into the short trade scenario, you're entering here as you lose that level and your stop loss is here. You like it or not. There's no adding to short, adding to long position. You know, this is just a wrecked event. You know, it's a wrecked event. I feel sorry for a lot of people that must have got wrecked here based on adding to position and stuff like that. You know, just don't do that. Andy, don't talk about approval. FFS, we need some cheaper BTC still. Yeah, I mean, ultimate great level to buy some Bitcoin. If we were to come down all the way down to the strongest support level, guys, then this would be the strongest support level that I would be expecting the price to bounce. If we were to go all the way down there, that is obviously the value area low from 21 and 23. That is sitting around about, you know, the $30,000 range. Okay, so that value area low here would be, you know, a pretty obvious good level to buy. It's been the strongest support level back in 21 and 22, getting a major large consolidation for several weeks, and it was acting as resistance here during, you know, April and July of 23. So I mean, this would not be bearish. We want to make it clear, you know, a drop down to $30,000 would not be a bearish sign. I would be buying very aggressively some Bitcoin at $30,000 if the market gives us that opportunity in the next coming weeks, possibly. Who knows? It's probably not even going to go down there, but it's a technical level that I would definitely buy some. I would buy some there. CME gap, we got CME gaps. I'm really not a CME gap guy. I really don't give much value to the CME gap. I mean, we got a couple of CME gaps here. There's one at 40,000. We haven't quite reached it here on on the Bitcoin CME futures. So we've got one gap here at $40,000. We got another one here, small little one here at $34,000. I mean, to be honest, it would make sense for the price of Bitcoin to actually get a cool off maybe in the coming weeks and get a several $1,000 move to the downside more, just based on the massive rally we've created in a matter of a few months. There is another CME gap at $20,000, and there is even another one at $9,000. So I mean, yeah. The only reason why I would think that this is going to actually be filled, the $9,000 one, is if you do create a massive ABC corrective move here for the next 1 to 2 years. There would have to be an insane black swan event, for that to happen. But who knows, right? We're not going to get it off the cards. That would be devastating if we were to go down to 9,000. Devastating for a lot, but we always need to have some cash on the sidelines, right? We ain't going to get that bearish just because we've had a major drop, okay, here of $5,000, right? It's like we're going to see a lot of people maybe now being extremely bearish, saying, this is it, this is the top, we're coming down. Wouldn't say that is the case just yet. Solana, what happened to Solana? Very interested to see how some altcoins have performed with this major drop. So yeah, it did get a major drop today, getting a bit of a 23%, 25% corrective move just today. In the last 2 days, so already started correcting. Solana good base of support is right over here at $80, right? Proven level of support. Could flip nicely. If Bitcoin were to continue dropping and you get the altcoins here dropping as well, this is a very, very interesting level. If we were to find some round sideways formation here at the $80 level on Solana, I would arguably discuss this is a great level to buy up here some Solana. That is only if we do create a nice solid range in the case of Solana. No ETF approval. Sure, 15K, waiting for that one months before halving. Yeah, I don't think so. ETFs will very likely get approved in 2024, January the 10th, March. It's going to get approved. There's a lot of institutions chasing this, and it's not going to stop. It ain't going to stop, and they will do whatever it takes to approve the spot Bitcoin ETF. It's going to get approved. We got the halving just around the corner. 15K, I just don't see it a possibility. Could it happen? There would have to be a major network attack or a black swan event, major big black swan event. I just don't see it happening. 15K. When all crypto tubers are bullish for a few weeks, we should all know better. Yeah, very true. Very, very true. I was willing to get into a long trade. I mean, portfolio doesn't matter, but I did see this as a possibility of creating a three-wave structure down, maintaining some support at the value area high of this trading range, right? I did expect this to possibly hold. However, to get into a long position, it was not enough. I'm seeing the price action moving down, and I'm remaining patient, right? Because I was actually willing to get into a long position if we reclaimed the highs of 2023. Okay, it was my plan, but then this happened. So no long trade to be taken. No long trade to be taken. Election year. This is also, we know that election years are usually bullish. They've been bullish for the last decade or so. So when we do take a look at the S&P 500 here on the higher time frame charts, and we take a look at the election, basically 2020, 2016, Yeah, US presidential election. You know, they have usually been quite bullish, right? You can see 2008, obviously this was in the middle, but just after the election is, you know, you still had some downside momentum. You get bullish momentum on the stock market. Election year, bullish momentum. Election year, bullish momentum. Election year, bullish momentum. So they have been usually bullish for, you know, over a decade. When you do go further back, then, you know, you might see some, you know, that haven't, you know, they can not always be bullish for the market, but overall on average they have usually been bullish. So we got an election year as well here in 2024 that, you know, interest rates going down, maybe money printers going to go on for a bit. You know, it's another bullish factor, so to add up, right? But some corrective moves, you know, are definitely on the... We need to see those corrective moves. We've had an incredible 2023, such for the stock market, right? Stock market rallied from, you know, 2023 over 30%. You know, those pullbacks, you know, have to happen, obviously, at some point. So, but anyway, election years, usually bullish. 2024, we got halving, we got ETF. There's too many factors that are bullish, right, for the price. WTF happened, says 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗧. We explained it at the beginning of the stream. There's many different points. We got the DXY getting a pretty nice bounce during the last few days. It's something to take into consideration. DXY getting a relatively big bounce here at this support level mentioned a few days ago. We got Jim Cramer being bullish just yesterday. Bitcoin's unstoppable. Well, there we go. $5,000 drop today. We have a bit of FUD as well, saying that, you know, Matrix support saying that, you know, ETFs are not going to be approved in January. So that's obviously already creating a bit of FUD in the market, and a few factors altogether. Jim Cramer, ETFs not being approved in January here based on, you know, Matrix port, and also the DXY getting a relatively good bounce during the last couple of days. And we got the technical reason why as well. We got a technical reason, which was that monthly value area high of this trading range was already a technical reason to get a rejection, not this major drop. But, you know, there was a technical reason here to get a drop here, at least to this level over here. That has been explained based on bearish CVD divergence, value area high rejection monthly. It was a technical reason here for this to be a rejection move, but not as you know, as severe as what we had. So lower time frames, it seems like that this level, this volume strategy is kind of happening. I mean, this is already a nice quick little scalp day trade short, right? Explained how why this could be resistance and we could get this rejection based on volume strategy, where we have this high volume node right there being a strong level of support, getting a bounce, turning into resistance. You get that breakdown with high volume, and this is obviously turning into a resistance point. But stay cautious with the flash crashes. These can turn up into a massive V-shaped recovery, right? I'm waiting patiently to form a nice little range to then look for the next possible trading setup. Being patient for a range to form to get into a next setup. Hopefully it goes to $32,000 massive opportunity. That would be really nice, actually. It would be actually nice to buy some more spot Bitcoin. I do have some cash on the sidelines. Overall, I did buy some altcoins for the long term during the last few weeks, but that's for the long term. But for Bitcoin, I would be happy to buy some more if we were to get a corrective move down here. It would just be a great opportunity to buy some cheaper Bitcoin, right, for the next couple of years. 500 likes, you guys rock. Absolutely wonderful, guys. Woo, smash up the like button. Thank you very much for the insane support. Also, Mark Dutch, you're an absolute legend. Thank you very much. Hopefully it goes to $32,000. That would be awesome. Cormac, how do you see ICP working out this year? Very good, insane big partnerships for ICP. We actually talked about a long trading setup yesterday in the Legends community, which was based on a descending wedge breakout here and looking for that classic inverted head and shoulder. Was actually a really nice long setup here. There was basically a descending wedge breakout, and you're looking for that inverted head and shoulder scenario, right? I'm saying, you know, this is actually a good zone to get into a long position, back test this level. We're slightly front run to the level, but looking for the highs to be taken. So it was actually a really nice long setup here that was mentioned in the Legends community. Very technical, descending wedge breakout. You're looking for this failed auction level to be back tested. And always when you, not always, but most of the times when you form a descending wedge, you're forming an inverted head and shoulder scenario, right? Which is actually breaking the neckline, okay, as you can see here, and flipping it into support. Look how technical this is. Resistance, 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 inverted head and shoulder right there, breakout, back test, bounce, claim the highs. Yes, this is your take profit zone. Very easy technical moves here. I was actually surprised how well it respected the neckline, guys. Look how well it respected this level of resistance, right, during the last few days, right there. ICP, I think, is a great investment. You know, no doubt when you zoom out on ICP, I mean, they had a very bad launch. You know, this basically launched in the bull run stages, right? And I don't know, it was like what, $400 or something, I don't know, crazy high levels. And this basically launched kind of in the topping point of the bull run from previous cycle. You want to stay away from all of that, guys. Once Bitcoin starts breaking all-time high and we're in the bull run already, breaking all-time high, if there are any tokens launching at that stage, stay away from tokens launching at the very end stages of the bull market when everything's pumping like crazy. Stay away from token launchers when everything is pumping like crazy in the bull run. You don't want to get in, guys. Trust me, don't get in. You know, ICP launched at the end stages of the bull run in 2021. Don't get in that. I never bought a single ICP. But it does look good. Obviously, this has bottomed out. It is, you know, clear bottom formation, selling pressure, getting exhausted. You know, this is an obvious buying zone. And I think that any big retracements from now is just going to give you that opportunity into the halving to buy some cheaper ICP in this case. You know, the token that I'm interested in buying is Chainlink, obviously. Chainlink. Oh, wow. It did get a really nice... $12 was also good. I would prefer about $10. I said on a live stream just the last couple of days, if Chainlink were to get to $10, $11, you know, I would be very much interested in buying there. You know, this is accumulation state finished. I don't see Chainlink going down to $5. It's just not. It's unlikely to happen. So if it does come down to $10 range, might hit $9, but I would be happy already to buy $10 Chainlink. Anyway, ICP, I think it's a very good project. You know, very good project. The investors, VCs behind this is huge. This is huge. It is basically a huge project that is going to be very successful, in my opinion. You know, big team, big developers, big investors. It's just, you know, obviously all of this ranges was a good buying zone, and I think any retracements on ICP back down to $10, $8, if that were to be the case in the coming weeks, it's just going to be good to DCA in, okay, because it's just likely going to be a higher low till the bull run. So a big project, no doubt. I wouldn't expect a 50x from this coin, but yes, a 10, 20x, right? Up to $100, $200. Realistic. Will it go higher? Maybe, but you do a 10x on a project, you know, be happy with that 10x, right? Right, let's take a look at some altcoins right away. ICP is the best coin. Yeah, no doubt. It's a very, very, there's big investors, partners behind this project, and it's just unlikely to fail. So, I mean, from this point, I do think that this is the first disbelief pump that will end up in a higher low. It's just going to likely end up in a higher low, like many other projects, right? The bottom is in, I would say. The bottom is in, especially after 18 months of consolidation with no selling pressure, descending wedge. Yeah, any pullbacks here of 20-30% is just going to get you the last opportunity buying zone, in my opinion, right? It's just very, very similar to the previous cycles. And it's just understanding that this was the bottom. This was the accumulation stage. This is just the first sign of the start of the bull run. And of course, get people excited. If you do get that pullback of 20-30%, it's just going to be the opportunity zone if you did not buy at these low levels. Monthly, weekly open retest here on Bitcoin. Monthly open retest at the moment. So yeah, you actually at that monthly open, right? The monthly close here from December. So you're just kind of retesting that level right now. You can put here monthly open. You're just kind of retesting that level at the moment. Yeah, I mean, it is also old weekly volume strategy here is kind of playing out at the moment. Volume strategy is kind of playing out. I mean, from that possible entry point, you're already dropping over $500, which is already good. I would definitely stay defensive if you did enter a short right there at this point. I don't like shorting volume strategy in a major flash crash. I just prefer solid price action breakout through here, nice solid moves, not a major drop. But there was a possibility to get into that volume strategy here. There's better volume strategy moves here on when the price action is not that volatile, to be honest. What's the reason? Well, we did talk about the reason here of the major crash. There's several factors, okay? The reason why, we have Jim Cramer, we have, we talked about it in the stream. We got a tweet here also of Matrixport saying that the ETFs are not going to be approved in January, right? Kind of, affirming that it's not going to be approved. And obviously, is another factor. And another factor is the DXY. DXY getting a significant bounce here. And people are forgetting about the DXY. A lot of people forgot about DXY during the last few months. And I'm leaning very, very strongly that if the DXY does maintain this level and starts getting some bullish momentum in the coming weeks, I think we could be getting much deeper pullbacks in the coming weeks before the halving or during the halving. A halving is really not is basically a nothing event at the moment. It has a price impact months after the halving, but not during the halving. So maybe during the halving, it's also going to be bearish. A lot of people think that on the halving the price is going to rocket, but that is not the case. Halving is really not a instant event. It's an event after several months, when you get less supply of Bitcoin in the market. Happy New Year, Andy. Mark, thanks for the super chat. Happy New Year, Andy, and everyone. Andy, do you think that job opening that are coming in under an hour can affect the market in any ways? Definitely yes. So we do have some news here. We do have some news now in the next 45 minutes. We've got FOMC minutes at 8 o'clock, which is very, very interesting to see. I might do another live stream here just on the FOMC minutes. because if we were to have a bullish effect on the DXY here, breaking the downtrend structure that we formed during the last few months, it ain't going to be looking good. We could be seeing an uptrend for the DXY. So we had an uptrend on the DXY during the summer till October, downtrend on the DXY, and there's many reasons why to think that this could be a higher low. Like I explained here, based on the market structure, you could create a higher low right there. You're hitting massive support, and if once we see the FOMC minutes, or maybe the ISM PMI manufacturing as well, job openings, maybe this can have an impact on DXY and the markets. You usually could see a bit of volatility based on these news events. FOMC minutes will be interesting as well. They're definitely going to have an impact here, a bit of volatility. If you do see that DXY breaking through here, this downtrend, I don't know, guys. It's just going to be looking. It ain't going to be looking good for the next coming weeks. Just be ready for some pullbacks. I'm happy to see those pullbacks on the market. Let's see what happens. Maybe DXY is going to get a major crash down. So fake FUD, yeah, it's not confirmed. It is only confirmed on the 10th of January, right? This is like when we saw crypto, what's that news channel? 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕 came out with spot Bitcoin ETF is approved. This was a few months ago. We had a massive pump on Bitcoin and a big rejection. I can't remember exactly what day it was, but it was I think it was somewhere around, can't remember exactly when that was, in November. No, it was, can't remember, October potentially. I think it was on October. But it got a big massive pump of $2,000-3,000 and then a major rejection. It was fake news, but overall the hype still continued. Bitcoin was bullish. But that was crazy how on 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕 someone actually came out and said, spot Bitcoin ETF was approved. It was obviously fake news. We only have the official announcement on the 10th of January. Okay, so anything that comes out from any of these crypto news related websites, stay aware of everything. You get a lot of tweets from people and influencers saying, Bitcoin ETF might be approved today. It's like, hey, the official day is on the 10th. Stop fucking around. Wait till the 10th of January when you have the official announcement. Because, my goodness, we've seen it in the past. There was a fake news that pumped the price several $1,000s, and then we got a major crash. So the official date is on the 10th. News all today. Today we got some interesting news coming out, no doubt. So we need to take it into consideration to see what happens. I am very much aware of the DXY. If DXY starts breaking downtrend structure here with a significant rally in between today and tomorrow, I would arguably discuss that, hey, maybe maybe the DXY is going to get into some uptrend here in the coming weeks, and there's very likely going to bring some more downside here for Bitcoin. Yes. Yeah, no swearing here likely, but it just gets me on my nerves because I've seen, a lot of different tweets as well saying it's maybe going to be approved today, right? Bitcoin ETF may be approved today, the 3rd of January, today, Wednesday. It's like, hey, come on. The official date is on the 10th. So anyway, maybe it's going to rain today, possibly. 10th is the deadline, could be sooner. Yeah, but we just need to be cautious with these. We've seen fake news about a ETF already, so just stay aware. People US dollar tether looks like it wants to drop. Let's take a look at some altcoins, right? Let's do a little bit of TA on demand here for the community. People US dollar tether got a major pump today. I'm really not aware of what this cryptocurrency is, but got a massive pump. Got a massive pump here just after the drop. Major pump. I mean, I wouldn't fight this pump. This could continue. I don't see a reason why this could drop here suddenly from this level. I mean, it's probably hitting a high volume. If it is hitting a high volume node, yeah, very close to a strong high volume node here from this consolidation created in 22 and 23. Could get an instant flash crash. Very, very possible after hitting this resistance. But yeah, we respect the pump, right? Respect the pump. And this is pumping like crazy here during the last couple of hours. So, you know, you're fighting a major pump. I would look for a reason why this could drop here from this level, and that would be the point of control from the range here between 22 and 23, right? So, which is sitting here round about. You're getting close to it. But respect the pump. Avalanche gave me a nightmare. Let's take a look at Avalanche. What's going on with Avalanche here? Yeah, getting a bit of a corrective move. I mean, come on, guys. You know, the drop had to happen at some point, right? It had to happen. Everything was looking so good. You know, a drop had to happen. We've been pumping like crazy during the last few months, and a drop had to happen. And the drop happened today, and it's still quite shallow. Quite shallow of a drop compared to the pump that we've had. Of course, the drops happen in a very short period of time, which people obviously get frightened of. You know, I do see the $30 being a very important level here, this high over here for Avalanche. Would be nice if it does manage to hold that $30 range, maybe in the coming days, if we were to continue down and start forming a bottom formation at this level. Or just remain patient to see when the price bottoms out, right? Really not interested in doing anything trading related with this volatility, because it's either V-shape or continue down. Once you form a range, then it's much easier to get into high probability trading setups. Right. Next drop incoming. Yeah, we got a bit of the dead cat bounce. Dead cat bounce and volume strategy here backing up this major resistance. But I've seen many dead cat bounce that just do this and do like an ABC move to the upside. So stay aware from dead cat bounces. You could get a three-wave structure right there. But anyway, the point to speculate on a short was volume strategy level, which was sitting at 42,600. High volume node right there, bang, that broke down with another high volume node, and you're just acting, you know, basic support resistance flip, getting this pullback already of, you know, over about $600. Market open in 7 minutes. 𝗬liche still maintaining higher low. I'm at break even at the moment. I did buy a bunch of 𝗬liche at exactly 2.2 cents. You know, I think 𝗬liche is gonna be good for the next bull run, right? This is kind of it's for the bull run. This spot buy, could it go to 2 cents, 1.8 cents in the coming days and weeks? Possibly, yes. Wouldn't be too worried about it. But 𝗬liche is holding by a thread here. There's uptrend, lagging behind. You know, I knew that if Bitcoin were to get a massive drop, then 𝗬liche was just going to lag behind and just get the drop. But still kind of holding by a thread. If Bitcoin were to continue dropping, I would say, you know, hey, you know, alts are likely just to follow. But I would be bullish. I think this drop is just going to be a higher low in the next coming weeks and months. Really not much to say about 𝗬liche. It's just one of them that was lagging behind. What about Waves? Waves also must have got a pretty intense drop. Yeah, Waves also got a significant drop. Still lagging behind from the rest of the L1s. Still an uptrend structure, still creating a higher low. You know, just not too Wouldn't be too worried about it. Gala hit hard. Let's take a look at Gala. Yeah, it's fun to see all of these altcoins. Yeah, Gala got a major hit as well. All of them got a big major hit. Currently Gala beneath this crucial level of, I mean, it's just classic as well. You get a resistance support flip, you test the high. This is already a double top. I mean, this is already, I mean, if you get this bounce from this level and you break through like this, then yeah, happy days. It looks good. The moment you start double topping, you know, is the moment you just want to stay aware that you could get a much larger pullback. And this was the case of Gala. You double topped here from the highs in December, and now kind of losing a bit of the neckline. You know, if you were to get back above this range, it could be a sign of strength, and then you're looking for some more pumpy action. As long as you're beneath this neckline, it ain't looking too great here for Gala. Ethereum ecosystem doing well. Ethereum pumping soon. Let's take a look. I mean, Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin at some point in the next coming months, guys. This is my prediction here on Ethereum, where it is going to bottom out against Bitcoin in the coming weeks, and we will see Ethereum, you know, breaking through here. And, you know, basically the moment you get beneath this low over here, which technically it hasn't done yet, this is the buying zone for Ethereum. It's just a classic major drop from the peak high. Bang, bang, bang. The moment you lose that low is your buying point. Same scenario here from 2016 and 2017. You know, beautiful three-wave structure. Same scenario. Peak here in 2021. A, B, C. The moment you start dipping beneath this level, it's buy Ethereum. It will outperform Bitcoin, you know, in the next coming months at some stage. So Ethereum looking very, very good here for the next coming weeks to accumulate, basically. I think we're getting into the buying zone already. I think it's good to buy some Ethereum in the next coming weeks. I think we could get another leg down. This is Ethereum Bitcoin, Ethereum BTC chart. TRB got destroyed. I mean, TRB, oof. I mean, of course it got destroyed. You know, it had a major rally to $600. It did almost 100x from the lows of 2023. You know, it's just this one, oof, absolutely crazy. I mean, the pump that happened here, I mean, this is traded by bots, and you know, this is just what can I say about this chart? It's just a very messy chart. You know, you just wouldn't do technical trading with this. It's just not. What about Bonk? Yeah, I think Bonk, like I said, very far away. It ain't gonna hit all-time high probably this year. We talked about Bonk being, you know, it's a market cycle peak. You know, this is a parabolic market cycle peak. This is probably ain't gonna hit all-time high this year in 2024. This is probably just gonna take a long time till it actually goes back to the highs. You know, very, very similar to Shiba Inu, right? When we do take a look at Shiba Inu, you know, and you do go here to this chart over here, right? And let's take a look at this on Binance. Isn't it on Binance? There we go. Too parabolic. You know, when you start moving down like this, you know, this just does look very, very similar. This corrective move here does look very similar to Bonk, and it's just, we got a kind of a local market top situation here based on meme coins. Meme coins are always a topping signal. When you go so parabolic, it's just it's a topping signal. This topped out on the on the 15th of December. Right, Andy, can you take a look at AGIX buying levels? AGIX buying levels. Okay, let's take a little, let's talk about some spot buying as well, not only leverage trading. Zoom out here on AGIX. This one rallied pretty nice here in January and February of 2023. Trying to maintain here this level over here, which is the kind of the double bottom neckline. It's trying to hold. I would say if the price action does maintain above this neckline in the coming days, so you see that sign of reclaiming the level, it's going to be very, very difficult based on Bitcoin. Very, very difficult based on Bitcoin. Based on the DXY ETF volatility. But if this were to come all the way down here to 15 cents again, I mean, for me that would be the ultimate level to start DCAing very aggressively, right? Not sure if you are going to come all the way down there to that level, but it would be kind of a classic, big ABC and then start rallying. You just want to be cautious, guys, because we could be on the verge of seeing a larger corrective move for crypto, for markets in general. And this is also based on the DXY. Okay, I don't want to say it's happening right now, but we are seeing some clear signs. DXY for me is the ultimate signal level that markets could be topping out, and was talking about this during the last few streams. A lot of people saying, forget about DXY, ETF. The dollar is the world reserve currency still, right? It's not Bitcoin, it's not gold. So we need to focus on what, the dollar index is doing. We like it or not. It ain't BRICS yet. It ain't that coin yet for the moment. It is the dollar. And, if the dollar sees a sign of strength or a sign of bottoming out here at this crucial level of support and we start rallying, I'm going to say that the dollar is going to be bullish, guys. It's going to be bullish for the next coming weeks and months, and we're probably going to see some major corrective moves in the market. So what's the reason for the crash at the moment, says a B3 index. We're just going to be very, very quick on this because this is basically the stream was based on it. Okay, we got, you could say reason number one, we got Jim Cramer yesterday on media saying that Bitcoin can't be stopped. He's a great signal. When he's bullish, it's the moment to be bearish. When he's bearish, very bearish on media, it's time to be bullish. So, he was very bearish back in December of 2022, saying exit all crypto. It was actually the bottom for all of the cryptocurrencies. And he basically came out yesterday on media saying Bitcoin's unstoppable. Bitcoin is bullish. Well, he's actually really good. Inverted Cramer. It's just a great signal. It's always been working. Another reason is, we did get some news coming out here on Matrix Port saying that the spot Bitcoin ETF will not be approved in January. Of course, it's very difficult to say that this is an official statement. Maybe is, maybe not. The official announcement is still on the 10th. And then another reason is the DXY. DXY getting a very, very interesting bounce during the last few days. A significant bounce based on large macro support levels. The value area low from this range of 21, 22, 23. And from 2015 to 2022, we had the value area high here holding also as support, just like we did here in 2023. So it's just, we're at support and we're getting some significant bounces here the last few days on the DXY, and the negative correlation on the DXY and Bitcoin and the markets in general are just very, very powerful, and people forget about this. And this is you could not forget about the DXY. So for the moment, we got Bitcoin getting that dead cat bounce, rejection, rolling down here. It was an acceptable shorting trade, to be honest. not the best one based on flash crashes. You know, I don't like flash crashes here on Bitcoin to take an informed decision. Jim is the best you could hope for. Yes, he's a very good indicator to detect tops and bottoms. Does Harmony have a chance in the next bull run? I'm gonna say yes. I think I did read some FUD on Harmony based on, you know, this one did try and squeeze out from the descending wedge, but it did not. It was just lagging too much behind. I did see a bit of FUD. I'm not sure if it's official, but I did read a news report that Harmony actually had a lot of tokens being released during the last few months, you know, in between 23 and 22, I think. They suddenly had a massive token unlock. You know, there was a bit of FUD, but it's still a very interesting L1 blockchain project. It does have an ecosystem, very small one, obviously, compared to the, you know, Solana, Ethereum, but it does have a chance, no doubt. It does. Let's leave as it is. It does have a chance for the next bull run to do something. It does have a working ecosystem, so it probably can do something. Kusama and Polkadot ecosystem, yeah, they're bullish. They're bullish, right? Not much to chart on them. Best time is to buy now. Yeah, I mean, DCAing is always good. DCAing, you could start thinking of DCAing now. We could be seeing lower levels in the coming weeks. Just be ready to DCA more and more. Harmony got hacked. Yeah, 𝗬𝗺. Yeah, I did read a couple of news articles about Harmony that were not too good in 2023. So, TA on TIA. Let's take a look at TA for on TIA for Huarang. Let's take a look at TIA right away. Portfolio got a massive hit today. I mean, you know, when you're talking about a few thousand, it is okay, but it's when it's a few tens of thousand, then it's, you know, it is a big hit. But anyway, portfolio is there. To be honest, this managed to get you know, just going through the basics here. You had a double top right there on TIA, right? You're not getting a resistance flipping into support just like you did here back in December. You created a double top. I mean, that's already an alarming sign. And you did get a bit of a flash crash here, but overall you're still maintaining above this level. This is why these flash crashes can turn into a V-shaped recovery. Yeah, from this uptrend, you got an official lower low right there. So you just want to be cautious on the price, you know, actually losing this level. It's just a bit of it's not an official breakout. It's a bit of a flash crash. As you still maintain above this level on TIA, it's still good structure wise. You just can't trust these flash crashes as an official breakout, right? Because they can V-shape recover. So there's really not much here to do TA on TIA, unfortunately, with this flash crash. It's just we're above that level of resistance that turned really nicely into support, but it's an official lower low, as this was higher low, higher high, and it's an official lower low right there, structure wise from the last 2 months. So be a little bit cautious here on if it can create a lower high here. So I would be just looking at the range, and point of control would be a good level to analyze here on TIA, because you might bounce here and struggle to get above point of control, which has been a proven level of resistance and support. So if you do get that V-shaped dead cat bounce, be cautious on that point of control of the range that could act as resistance and roll down. So I'm not sure if you are looking for the trading opportunity here, but yeah, I would eye point of control, which is at $12.50 in the case of TIA, because it has technically created a lower low right there. Could you create a lower high here at resistance levels? You're maintaining value area low with the flash crash V-shaped recovery. If you do reclaim that point of control, which is a proven level of support and resistance, then obviously you're looking for that rise to value area high again. Yeah, that's what I do think here about TIA. But yeah, when you're already creating that double top, it's just this ain't a successful breakout. So that is already a warning sign right there. You're creating a local double top, and price just didn't manage to rally successfully here yesterday to come up to the highs because you're already double topped. Anyway, if you are interested in trading any of these cryptos, guys, check out ByBit. Probably most of you already trade on there, but if you do not trade on any of these exchanges, ByBit for me is the number one, totally legit, over 5 years of track record, extremely transparent. There's a $30,000 bonus down below in the description with ByBit. It's the one that is the most legit in my personal opinion and research. Of course, there are some restrictions in some countries, and you want one that you don't have to do KYC, which is MEXC and BingX would be my suggestions. You've got also incredible bonuses on MEXC and ByBit. They're very easy, friendly to use, and you've got great bonuses with the links in the description. You get that bonus airdropped, okay, once you start trading there. The deposit airdropped, okay, it's a deposit bonus. Check it out, guys. Another way to support the channel, of course, it's an affiliate link, but they are the best ones that I have been using during the last few years. Please make TRB analysis, subscribed and liked. Old man running, you're welcome. Can you check Rose, please? Rose, what is going on with Rose? Let's take a look at Rose right away here, guys. But yeah, I think not much more to analyze. Rose, major drop on lows on Rose. Also, bit of a double top situation, not actually testing the highs. Major drop on Rose. Got a major rally here on Rose during the last few months as well, guys. You know, you're maintaining that level of resistance into support with this flash crash. There's really not much to analyze. If you start losing this level successfully in the coming days, if Bitcoin were to get, drop continuation, you want to stay a little bit cautious. Still, overall, it's kind of a swing failure pattern from these lows. You're testing that strong level of resistance that's turning into support. Bit of an instant bounce. Stay cautious as Bitcoin is the leader. Bitcoin is getting that roll down here based on volume strategy. Not much more to be said. Like I said, I am waiting for a range to be formed on Bitcoin to take my next trading decisions with the Legends trading community. Of course, waiting a little bit for a range. It's still too soon to know, what is the next move here, high probability move. We need a bit of a range here to be formed on Bitcoin to take the next trading setups. Guys, UMB current range possibly already good for spot DCA, says George 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗏. Yeah, umbrella. I bought some spot umbrella here during the last, 1 week or so. Still good. Like I said, I would be happy to, I did buy some exactly here before it pumped, but would be happy to actually buy at the 2-cent level to DCA. Got a bit in instant bounce. We talked about this on a stream and it got a major bounce. Seems like a lot of people started buying after the stream, but this is for the long term. I don't really care about this one going to 2 cents or even to 1.41 cent level. Would be great to DCA on this one because this is a very, very solid project. It's an Oracle solution. Blockchain does need oracles if it wants to have mass adoption. I think it's a good bet. Obviously Chainlink being my #1 oracle. I wanted to add another one, and that was not banned. It was not TRB, obviously, after the major rally that it had in 2023. and doing a bit of research, Umbrella is a very low cap that could turn into a high gain potential in the next bull run. Okay, so yeah, DCAing, yeah, no doubt that this is the moment to start DCAing. Okay, we could drop a little bit more based on Bitcoin markets in general. So, just be happy to start DCAing the downtrend, the possible downtrend, right? Legends, thank you very much for joining. Watch Sand and Matic and when ETF confirmation or rejection news coming. Sand, Matic, when ETF confirmation or rejection news coming. The official confirmation is on the 10th of January. We've got some people already posting, all right, on Twitter saying they're not going to be approved. Bringing a bit of FUD. It's not official, so we're just going to have to see, right? The official date is on the 10th of January. Legends, thank you very much for joining the stream. Might be doing a video update to see if we find a range and the possibilities after doing some technical analysis. Once the price cools off a little bit and forms a bit of a range, then we can have a much clearer vision of what are the possibilities here for the next coming days. Thank you, everybody. Subscribe to the channel if you want some more updates related on technical analysis, some good crypto projects for the future. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.